Welcome everyone to the Phoenix Report. I am Jack Connor, and with me is my good friend Seamus Pouts.
Hey guys!
And we are here once again for another Power Rangers episode review.
Yeah.
Again, this has just been such a fun thing for us to do, is watch old episodes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Exactly.
And critically break it down for you.
Yeah, these have been fun episodes and everything like that. They've always had something a little off the wall, weird and strange to them.
Yeah. I mean,
exactly.
And again, there's always so much to dissect about these shows, and especially in this first season. Like I said, like these first few episodes, I feel like they were trying to establish what the show was.
Right.
And I feel like by this point, they kind of got into a rhythm of what it was, because
it's kind of like a monster of the week type deal, mixed with like some B subplots in the grill and what's it called, the
youth center,
the
gym and juice bar,
gym and juice bar and everything like that.
Center,
so
whatever they call it.
They kind of get into a little bit of a rhythm there and everything, and you can see, and they always have. But the thing is, they always have some sort of weird like hook to it. You know,
they really do.
And I guess this one you got planned for us is no different.
Yes, this is an episode called Switching Places.
Okay.
Yeah, this is episode 16.
Okay.
Of season 1. Original air date October 4th, 1993.
Okay, so this was like the next one in the series, and like from the title alone, I'm gonna kind of guess that this is probably like a Freaky Friday type thing.
You are correct.
Okay.
So, as usual, it involves some crazy invention that Billy has in his garage for some reason. You know, who knows how this happened?
Billy's got like the
Billy is
connections, man.
He's just a crazy genius with unlimited resources.
Exactly.
He built a flying car at one point. Like,
this is one of those. It's just he's the typical genius character.
He is like Tony Stark, Elon Musk, all rolled into one.
Steve Urkel, all of them. Like
it's insane. But we're gonna get into it. This is season 1, episode 16, Switching Places. Now, originally in my order, I thought it was episode 8, but I'm looking at like the Power Ranger wiki site. It says episode 16. I'm not sure.
16.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about the order in this one.
Okay.
I don't know what it is on like Netflix or on the DVD thing. So, but the Power Ranger stuff is all on Netflix. So
it's not like there's a real chronology to this anyway.
No, they're relatively self-contained. So we're gonna watch Switching Places right now, and we will be right back. All right, so we actually recorded this intro like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So we're finally getting around to recording our reaction for it. So this is our second time seeing it, so it's not quite as fresh in your mind, but still, I mean, as far as like classic like early Power Rangers episode goes, this one was pretty good, pretty funny,
solid premise, and had some good moments and everything. It's pretty great.
Yeah. So, as you predicted, it's very much like a Freaky Friday situation.
Yeah, pretty much exactly how you think it went. You'd think it'd go down, but yeah.
So we open with Billy's garage / lab at night, where you have Squat, one of the henchmen, sneaking into it and just kind of messing around with some of the wires.
He's being very loud too for like doing a sneaky break-in and everything.
Yeah. No, he's always thinking out loud.
Exactly.
It's like, ooh, this is what I'm doing. Because you got to explain what he's doing with it. But like he's definitely not just like randomly messing around with the wires. Like he has a plan. Like he's in there, and like Squat, who they always kind of portray as being stupid and not, but like, every time he does something like this, he sneaks into something, he accomplishes his goal.
These are competent henchmen for the most part.
He really is. He's underrated.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, again, I mean, it's every time I see him do something like this, I'm like, how do they, if they have this ability to do that and to be literally anywhere they want, and they know who the Power Rangers are.
Yeah.
How have they not killed them all?
They know the secret identity. That's so true. They know the identities of the Power Rangers. They know exactly who they are, and yet
you can teleport into their bedroom as they sleep, suffocate them with a pillow.
Exactly.
Slit their wrists.
I'm sure there's probably some sort of fan fiction with that having happened or something like that.
I mean, just instantly dead. But
100%. It's just I don't.
I guess that was. I guess Squat just kind of had his own plan. He just wanted to mess around with this machine that Billy had. He was like, Yeah, I guess maybe if they...
He has their addresses. My goodness, I didn't even think about that. Like, he actually has their physical addresses. He knows where they live. This is crazy. Like, seriously. And all he does is mess with their machines.
But that's it, and I guess that was his goal, and he accomplished it. Mm-hmm. So, while he's doing that, he gets back to the base, and then Rita summons the
So the monster that they have
is
I
the
guess,
genie.
Yeah, they're gonna have a genie or whatever, like an actual genie in a lamp, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's that's pretty cool.
So that's part of their plan. We'll send the genie down. That'll take out the Power Rangers. Mm-hmm. So what looks like I guess the next morning, it must be a Saturday or something, because it's like during the day, Billy and Kimberly are both in the garage, and he's like, hey, you should check out this new invention I'm working on. It'll allow me to read people's minds.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's a pretty cool concept.
Which in itself is insane. Like, who has that kind of technology?
Like, Billy is like a Jimmy Neutron, Dexter's Laboratory level genius.
He is absolutely, that's like straight up Tony Stark.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's building a machine to read people's minds. That's nuts.
Yeah, that, like... Where do you even begin to get that kind of technology? Mm-hmm. And these are high school kids.
Exactly. Like, Angel Grove is coming out with some serious, like, prodigies, man. It's ridiculous.
Like, he needs to be in, like, MIT or something. So, but Kimberly's there, and he wants to show her the mind reading device. So while they're doing this, Bulk and Skull are, like, in Billy's driveway for some reason, like... just like eavesdropping and sneaking around, like they're crouched down behind the rad bug, which we've talked about earlier.
Good old rad bug.
Don't get me started on the flying car. That's just. Let's not go down that rabbit hole for this one.
Exactly.
But they're sneaking behind the car. They're peering into, just trying to figure out what he's doing, and they get scared by what looks like a Doberman.
Yeah, some sort of big
I don't know
dog.
if that's Billy's dog, or I don't know whose dog that is, but that scares them away for a second.
Mm-hmm. And so they didn't really see exactly what happened with Kimberly and Billy.
So Kim and Billy, they go in and they hook themselves up to this machine, which again I feel like you should probably test this out a little bit safer. Like you're already even without all the interference by Squat, you're still like messing with people's minds.
Exactly.
So that's super dangerous.
I noticed something like when they were doing the machine and everything, and when they were sitting there, I was like, because Billy's like a typical nerd, this is the first thing that popped into my mind. Like, in order for there to be contact, like you have to hold the other person's hand. I feel like this is just an elaborate scheme for Billy to hold Kimberly's hand,
right? To get her alone in his garage.
Exactly. And if that's the case, then he's way smarter than we thought.
Like he's got some game.
Exactly.
But I don't think that's the case.
No. But yeah, that's the first thing I thought of when I saw that. I was like, hey, good for you.
So, I mean, clearly they activate the machine and something goes incredibly haywire because Billy and Kim have apparently switched brains.
Yep.
Consciousness... they each have their consciousness in the other person's body.
Yep, and like apparently that has to do with vision too, because
Kimberly immediately or I should say, Billy in Kimberly's body grabs the glasses and puts it on.
Yeah,
just to kind of hammer it home that there's been a switch.
What happened, and I guess it kind of makes sense visually and everything. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious. It's like
that was a funny choice.
I guess vision is a mental thing, is what they're trying to imply. But so they and then I think after that,
I was they realize that something's gone wrong. They have a big freak out moment,
right?
And they cut back to Rita's base. She she has like Squat. Well, oh no, she's not even there. It's Squat and Goldar and Babu. They're all in there. Squat rubs the lamp, and out comes the genie.
Genie looks really cool. Like he kind of looks like he looks Egyptian. He looks like an Anubis or something like that.
Yeah,
which is pretty neat. I thought he was a really cool villain for this episode as well.
A lot of the stuff they did in Zoo Ranger, they would incorporate like just a lot of imagery from like other cultures,
right?
In this episode, so like of course based in Japan, they're probably fascinated by Egyptian stuff.
Exactly.
just wanted to try and get a little diversity in the show. So that's what they did.
It's pretty neat. He kind of had like the dog face and everything. So he was a pretty cool villain.
Solid looking looking design there. Very, very Anubis-like.
Uh-huh.
So while that happens, Bulk and Skull apparently escape this Doberman.
Yeah, they escape and they actually make it into Billy's garage.
Yeah, now Billy and Kim have already left by this point.
Uh-huh.
So they test out the machine.
And
they hook themselves up, holding hands naturally.
Again, another excuse.
Yeah,
we'll go to that route again, but like
there's an underlying love story going on there
for sure. I don't know really how I feel about them switching brains in this episode because like they're too much alike.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really affect much of anything.
Yeah, it's just basically made Bulk like repeat everything that Skull said, which is not really. I guess that's something that he does sometimes.
Yeah, that's something Skull usually does. Like, this.
Yeah, so that's basically all it changed. I think I'm gonna go critical with this. I think having Billy and Kimberly switch bodies was a solid enough premise. We could have had a couple more scenes where they were actually
Bulk and Skull switching bodies, like it doesn't really do anything.
It doesn't really help the plot.
There's really not even a payoff to the joke.
No, there really isn't.
Yeah.
So that was probably the biggest weakness of this episode.
But like even I mean there's so much we could get into with Billy and Kim switching each other's bodies.
I know, exactly. We only
because think about it, you have a teenage boy and a teenage girl literally switching minds.
Yes.
This could go like really dark really quickly.
Exactly. Or it could just be super fun and just have like a bunch of just like hijinks and everything. But like are they in the school in the next scene? I can't remember. Like after
Yeah. I guess maybe the next day. So it's like they've at least spent like a full day.
They spent the night as the opposite sex, didn't they? Or
in like each other's, like they probably had to like interact with each other's family.
Yeah, exactly.
As that person.
It could have been a whole thing, man. It really could have.
They probably had to shower and change at some point.
Exactly.
In each other's bodies.
They were in different clothes the next day, so that was that was something.
I mean,
it's a whole thing, man.
Read into that what you will.
Yes, exactly. I mean, they wouldn't necessarily have to have gone that weird with it, but I feel like instead of I feel like instead of having the Bulk and Skull thing,
yeah, but it's one of those things. Even if you're not necessarily interested, in that person, like if you're a teenage boy, if you get any chance to see a girl naked.
You're going to. Yeah, there's no question. 100%. Like, especially if you're somebody like Billy who probably doesn't normally get the chance to see that.
Let's be honest. As grown men, we could probably. It's like yeah,
exactly.
It's pretty much from 15 to the grave. You think that way.
It's like, okay, you know what? You want to see me naked?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
Sure.
Exactly.
Give me a beer.
Exactly. I
think it was a Foxworthy bit, but
exactly. That's right. That does sound like a Foxworthy.
I like a beer, and I like to see something naked.
But but so the next day they're at school. And
hijinks just ensue.
Yeah, like Billy is struggling to put on makeup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Billy, so than
Billy,
I think
who is a genius, who
has.
can invent machines to mess with people's brains, and you can read people's minds and such.
Yeah.
Build a flying car, but like lipstick? Like applying lipstick.
Lipstick to your own face. Apparently he has the hand-eye coordination to work with advanced robotics and computers, but he can't put on lipstick.
It is like smeared all over his/her face.
Yeah. I could understand it maybe being a little bit like weird looking, but the fact that he completely misses his lips whatsoever.
Yeah, maybe not like having an understanding of like foundation and like rouge and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. It made me look like a clown a little bit instead of like looking like the literal Joker from The Dark Knight.
Yeah, but like I mean, I've never put on. Well, that's not entirely true.
I've worked at I've done stage productions before and done stage makeup and had it's not hard.
Like you could figure out lipstick.
Yeah,
easily.
it's not difficult. So it's like the fact that they did that, I felt like, all right. I mean, yeah, it's a kid show or whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's funny because it's everywhere and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was all right.
So all that ensues, and also let's see. So Billy is in Kim's body, and she's taking home ec and preparing a cheese souffle, and that, of course, goes incredibly awry.
Exactly. Like, cooking's difficult no matter. I mean, if you have a, I could see like him having a technological brain and not really having a mind for like the artistic, nuances of cooking.
Sure, but I mean, I guess it depends on the recipe, because if it's like something relatively easy, you could just follow instructions.
Yeah, following basic instructions.
Now, if you're creating like a dish from scratch, that probably takes a bit of expertise.
The fact, it was kind of weird that he basically had to present the project like making the souffle from scratch in the middle of class. Like, I feel like that would take the entire class period to do.
See, is home ec still a thing in high schools?
I think it might be. I think.
I went to a relatively small like private school.
Yeah,
I don't
same.
think we had that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was something you could take.
Yeah,
it's like kind of like that in shop class. I feel like that's something you see in like older movies and TV shows. I don't know if that's still a thing anymore.
Yeah, especially nowadays with like how gender is like a thing now. I don't think home ec. I know.
Oh, yeah, I get. Yeah, I'm sure that's. Yeah, we could go down that rabbit hole.
I mean, they probably have home ec, but it's not like just. It's not. It's probably not called home ec. Like, I haven't been in high school in years, so I have no idea. But like, it's But
there wasn't even a gender, because like you saw there was like a few boys in that class.
Was there?
As well.
I didn't notice. Like, yeah,
there was at least one or two boys in that class. So which there's nothing wrong with learning how to cook. That doesn't make you less of a man. I mean,
exactly.
I think it was traditionally seen as like a girl's thing, but
yeah. That's why they did it and everything. So yeah, so she basically completely, or he basically completely like is already having problems like from the beginning.
Oh, this thing, it explodes violently.
Yeah, it turns from a cheese souffle into like a bubble somehow. I don't know how
it explodes, gets everyone gets completely messy, and except for her, she's got like a few things in her hair or whatever. Mm-hmm. But and then meanwhile, Kim as Billy, I guess Billy tutors like kids how to use computers.
Yeah, like computer applications or whatever.
Look, this is 1993, so.
Computers were like still this strange invention.
Yeah, it's still not like something that everybody used.
We're still using floppy disks and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean that's very much a sign of the time. So that isn't too weird. But I guess he's like tutoring this kid. Yeah. At his house. Yeah. Which I thought this was during the school day.
Was it at his house?
It looked like it was there in the garage.
Oh, I didn't notice. I thought maybe I just assumed it was a computer lab or whatever. But
maybe I'd have to go back and check. But it looked like it was the same set as his garage.
He does have the flying car, so
right.
So it could have been at his house. Anyway, like she manages to.
Kim is completely baffled about the use of computers.
Impressive. Apparently, there's a button on computers
that makes it explode.
Yeah, I want to find that button.
It's just, between that and the home ec, it's complete Looney Tunes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and like the screen breaks, like it's a violent, the screen, like
I was expecting like smoke to be on their faces and like hair blown back, like Wile E. Coyote, you know.
I was like, dude, I'm actually more impressed that she managed to do that. I don't even know.
Yeah, that's super weird. Mm-hmm. So that breaks all kinds of equipment. Yep. The kid's probably thinking, okay, well, you're fired.
Yeah, exactly. I need to find a new tutor now.
Pretty much. So at school, the Billy and Kim are arguing, like, I can't believe you humiliated me. Like, well, what about happened? So they're arguing. And Jason, Zach, and Trini come up and be like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" Mm-hmm. Let's talk about what Jason is wearing for a second. He's got quite the ensemble going on there.
He's got a plaid, sleeveless shirt.
He has this flannel, of course it's all red. Yeah. Flannel, like muscle shirt, no sleeves.
No sleeves whatsoever.
But has the sweatshirt tied around his neck.
The red, like, preppy sweatshirt tied around his neck.
It looks like he just got back from, like, an Abercrombie & Fitch catalog shoot.
Exactly. Like, he's posted up, like, on the wall, like, exactly, like
he looks like he walked off of Bryan Singer's casting couch. Too soon?
Dang.
Allegedly.
Me too soon.
What's up, Harvey?
How you doing, man? But yeah, he's his outfit was definitely interesting.
Yeah, like the other kids' clothes, they didn't seem like relatively ridiculous.
No,
I mean, but yeah,
that was crazy though.
That was like,
worth mentioning.
That was like that classic like preppy look where you had the sweatshirt or sweater tied around the neck.
Mm-hmm.
I've only met like maybe one or two other people in my life who have actually done that.
You've actually met people who've done that? I literally have never seen anyone who's actually done that, other than like cartoons.
Not like people my age. I think I might have seen like a teacher or someone.
All right, that
maybe
makes
do that
sense.
once. So it might be a generational thing.
I guess I've never seen it in real life.
Yeah, it was super weird.
Mm-hmm.
So back at the command center. By the way, the whole premise with Rita trying to use the genie is that Zordon will never be able to detect this.
Yeah, exactly.
We could get a monster in there undetected. Mm-hmm. Zordon's not going to pick it up.
It makes sense.
But immediately we cut back to the command center, and Zordon says, "Hey, there's a lamp there. You guys should check that out." So that plan goes immediately out the window.
So apparently they detected it. So they can... Okay, first of all, these monsters can break into the Power Rangers' houses, but when it comes to, just getting a monster in here, like, there's a little bit of a disconnect there. I don't know. It's interesting. And Zordon was like...
Yeah, apparently Zordon missed it when Squat snuck into Billy's house.
Exactly.
Well, was he asleep at the time, too? Like...
Apparently. Just, between the hours of, like...
maybe he shuts down that little light bright of his, or
10 p.m. and 9 a.m. That's
in the tube, I guess. He doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. That's when the Morphin grid has to shut down.
I guess so. Like they go into sleep mode. But the lamp in the American footage looks completely different from the Japanese footage.
The Japanese footage, it looks just kind of rusted a little bit.
No, I mean, look, this was 93. Like, Aladdin had come out.
Yeah.
Disney's Aladdin had come out, like, a year before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I'll bet you anything, like, they went... Like, the props team just went down to the Disney store and just bought a toy lamp.
Yeah, 100. Yeah,
Aladdin's
for sure. Because, like, the one in the American footage is, like, plastic, and, like, you could tell it looks exactly like the Aladdin lamp.
Oh, I guarantee you that's what they did. Mm-hmm. Like, they didn't, like, make one there.
No,
they definitely went down to, like, the local Disney store.
Yep.
And bought, like, the toy lamp. You're like, oh, it's close enough. It's fine.
Exactly.
So, the Rangers get called in to check out the deal with this lamp. And there's a lot of splicing and quick cuts. There are a lot of different fight scenes that they teleport in and out of. Mm-hmm. Like they don't stay in one place for too long. They're fighting.
Yeah, that happened quick. For a split second, they were trying to fight the genie. Then he throws these pretty epic spears at him.
Yeah,
and that was pretty cool. And then he does this smoke web type thing. I don't know exactly what it was. It was kind of weird looking. But, and then it was done. And then they just transported back. I guess you said because they had limited footage. For sure.
Mm-hmm. And I'll explain towards the end what the plot of because I've seen the Zoo Ranger episode that this is based off of, and it's actually fairly interesting. But after a while, the Rangers are out there fighting them. They're in the field, and both the genie and Rita appear giant, even though Rita doesn't actually fight.
Right.
Them, but so they call in the Megazord. They have your typical giant battle with the Megazord.
Megazord's always cool to see.
By the way, Billy and Kim switching bodies or switching minds, however you want to look at it, doesn't really affect.
Not at all.
Doesn't really affect their abilities as Power Rangers in the field.
They just kind of rolled with it, and it really didn't affect anything.
It didn't really throw off the mission at all. It did, So again, if that was Squat's plan, it's why? It didn't really.
It just kind of ended up turning into a prank more than anything.
Yeah, what seemed at best a minor inconvenience.
Exactly. I mean, while they were Power Rangers, it literally had no effect on what they were doing.
Yeah, they were still able to function perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, Zordon and Alpha were able to destroy the lamp, and that wiped out the genie. Similar rules as Aladdin, really.
Yeah, exactly.
If you kill the lamp, you kill Jafar.
I thought, I don't know why I thought this, but I thought initially that they were just, trying to transport the lamp to the Power Rangers in order for them to get the genie back in the lamp. But no, they just ended up just obliterating the lamp. I was like, dang.
And that was that.
All right.
So really quick, side plot with Rita and everything, it, didn't really take up too much time in the episode. Mm-hmm. It was just more about this Freaky Friday scenario.
Yeah.
Which is fine,
Yeah, it's a typical. It's not one of the special episodes or anything like that, and yeah, it wasn't bad.
So toward the end, the 5 kids are back in the garage, the lab, and apparently they fixed the machine. So Billy and Kim switch back to normal,
right?
And then Bulk and Skull, come back in and be like, "Hey guys, we're sorry. We need to switch back to."
Acting very nice in this scene.
Yeah, surprisingly,
very polite.
Because they knew that was their only hope of getting back to normal.
Exactly. And again, I mean, I guess they just had to add runtime or whatever to the episode.
Pretty much.
So, like, it was just I still say that there was really no reason for them to switch bodies except for, to just have them open up
really nothing.
Yep. But,
And then Skull has a pretty funny line at the end. It was like, "Hey, Billy, do you mind if I borrow your brain for my map test? my math test?"
Yeah, exactly.
Which is pretty solid line.
You know what?
Funny,
I mean...
Not the worst joke to end on.
No, for sure.
For this show, it's not too bad.
The fact that Skull had the thought to actually ask him was pretty impressive in and of itself.
Right? Like, yeah, that's some foresight there.
Exactly.
But I think this episode was more of an excuse for Amy Jo Johnston and David Yost to just have some fun and imitate each other.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was probably what happened in the writers' room. They were like, seeing that some of the kids could actually imitate each other. And
so you could tell they were just having some fun with it and just having a good time. And same with Bulk and Skull, or Paul.
For sure.
Paul Schreier and Jason Narvey. Those two guys. So that was it. I mean, look, as episodes go, it was
wasn't the best, but it was still pretty good. The villain was pretty solid, probably the best.
Again, just the idea of like a teenage boy and a teenage girl switching bodies. I feel like, especially in this day and age, I feel like you would have so many. This would raise so many.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of questions, a lot of people a lot of articles written about the episode and things like that. It'd just be ridiculous.
You'd have a lot of arguments going back and forth. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Is gender just a construct?
See, gender's just a construct, and you can switch genders just by using a machine, I guess.
I identify as this and that. And
it's ridiculous. One of these days we'll get into that.
I identify as a tree.
I identify as a genie.
Right? Like, that's probably a real thing to some people. Who knows?
Oh, who knows? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too old, man.
No, we're this is probably the podcast has been canceled now because we're too non-PC and
exactly
fired from our own stuff.
Yeah, exactly. There's already articles being written about us as we speak.
There you go. Probably on Vox. On BuzzFeed.
Oh boy,
you should never listen to the Phoenix Report.
We probably get a lot of a lot of edgy alt-right listeners at that.
Trigger warning.
Exactly.
All right, so Seamus, where can they find you online?
They can find me at Instagram, Celtic_Kraut, Twitter, CelticKraut75. I can never remember my Twitter. But just hit me up there. Talk to me about nerdy stuff. I'm on there pretty much all the time. So just hit me up there. Don't have a lot going on right now. You can listen to a couple episodes of my Silmaridiots podcast, a blue-collar take on Tolkien. That's kind of a podcast I did with my brother. And it was a lot of fun. We talked about J.R.R. Tolkien kind of from like a perspective of two guys that really aren't that well read. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of funny lines and things like that. So go ahead and give that a listen. You can find that on SoundCloud.
For sure, man. All you Lord of the Rings fans, Tolkien fans, whatever, definitely go check it out.
Yeah.
As always, you can follow me on Twitter at jackxconnor and on Instagram as well. Facebook.com/jackconnormusic. You could also check out the rock band that I sing for, Facebook.com/VerteBreakerBand. Check out VerteBreaker. We're on Amazon MP3, Spotify, CDBaby.com. You can buy our disc there. All kinds of stuff. So if you have any requests for any other Ranger episodes, any other TV shows or movies that you want us to do reviews on, and fun stuff, and anything else fun like that. Just let us know. Send your requests. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment. Go back and listen to the other episodes. Check out the other movie reviews that Seamus and I have done. Some of the regular podcast episodes, I mainly do interview a lot of musicians. I'll probably have one where I just sit down with Seamus one of these days and get sort of his backstory, get sort of a hostful, episode, if you will.
I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, all credits to Chris Hardwick and the Nerdist.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Anyways, that's it for Seamus Pouts. I'm Jack Connor. This is the Phoenix Report. It's Morphin time once again. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.